Gents, what's the best way to learn anything? Watch the experts. In this video, we've compiled a list of 15 of the greatest style icons of all time. You can learn something new from every single one of these fashion-forward men. So, get comfortable. You don't want to miss a second of this one. Paul Newman became a prominent style icon as a result of his extremely successful acting career in the 60s and 70s. Newman's style was the epitome of modern gentlemanly fashion. He always wore timeless tailored pieces in neutral colors and avoided logos and 70s fashion trends at all costs. Newman was also a master of finishing his outfits with accessories. Whether it was a pair of sunglasses or a Rolex Daytona, these subtle additions gave his outfits that bit of personality and originality. But above all, Newman exuded electric charisma and confidence wherever he walked, and is a fine example that confidence is the best piece of clothing you can wear. George Clooney is another icon who embodies the less is more approach. Clooney's outfits are built from a very similar foundation: tailored shirts, classic jackets, straight trousers, and clean, polished shoes. His color palette is also limited, mainly to darker neutral tones like navy, black, the occasional beige, and, of course, classic white. This limitation brings so much elegance to all of Clooney's outfits, and no matter what he's wearing, be it a casual t-shirt and jeans or a tux, he holds an aura of effortless style. Just like Newman, his outfits are polished with a charismatic style, subtle confidence, and open masculine body language. Gianni Agnelli, the former CEO of Fiat, embraced the Italian philosophy of sprezzatura, or effortless elegance, to create a classy, formal style with several twists of originality. The base of Agnelli's wardrobe was comprised of Italian staples, such as tailored suits, chinos, bespoke leather belts, dinner jackets, and shirts in white and blue. But this classic wardrobe wasn't what made Gianni so stylish. His true secret was the fact that he wasn't afraid to break the rules and create a unique style that worked for him. A great example of this is how Gianni famously wore his watch over his shirt cuff. This quirk broke just about every law of fashion there is, but somehow worked. Gianni also broke the rule of double denim, wearing a blue denim shirt with jeans for casual occasions. It was because of this confidence to break the barriers that Agnelli is held in so high regard, even decades later. Steve McQueen, the king of cool, was another rule breaker, and seamlessly mixed two completely contradictory styles: biker cool and quiet luxury elegance, to create a look that's still talked about to this day. The base of McQueen's style was, of course, denim jeans. But it was how McQueen styled these jeans that made him stand out so much. Instead of pairing them with a leather jacket or black t-shirt, McQueen would wear something classier, like a classic polo or shirt. Coupled with a Harrington jacket, his signature sunglasses, and some subtle canvas shoes, his style blended two completely opposing worlds in a way that shouldn't have worked. So, don't be afraid to mix and match different pieces from opposing styles. McQueen could make it work, and so can you. If David Beckham is known for one thing, other than scoring insane goals on the pitch, it's changing his style more than anyone else. Beckham has tried every haircut under the sun. He's bought into fashion trends. He's worn standout items, baggy trousers, three-piece suits, and tuxedos, and now tends to wear simpler, classic pieces in a neutral color palette. This hands-on trial and error is the reason that he's so stylish today. He knows what works for him and what doesn't, and as a result, wears everything with a level of confidence that you can only get by going through that experimental period. Take it from Beckham, it's okay to experiment. Miles Davis was the epitome of cool. Music was his life, and everything around him, including his style, was simply an extension of his creative expression. He was particularly known for wearing sharp suits with a unique finish, such as a necktie or a loose-fit bohemian turtleneck paired with pleated trousers. In becoming such an icon, Miles helped to bring bohemian, expressive fashion to the forefront in America, and is yet another fine example of expressing one's personality through clothing. JFK didn't just influence the world of politics. He breathed fresh life into men's fashion in 60s America, modernizing formal wear away from bulky suits with thick ties and shoulder pads to slimmer jackets and skinnier ties, epitomizing what is now known as old money style. Kennedy's youthfulness and energy inspired the country. When he became the first president not to wear a top hat for his inauguration, he essentially legitimized not wearing a hat in day-to-day life. That moment in history has since been labeled the moment that Kennedy killed the hat. His willingness to swim against the tide of tradition is a lesson that every gent can learn from. Johnny Depp is regarded as one of the best-looking actors of all time, and has perhaps the most unique style in Hollywood. Depp doesn't follow fashion trends. Instead, he draws influence from his own interests and passions. His love for rock, for instance, is evident through the jewelry that he wears. He also draws inspiration from his role as Jack Sparrow, which has become more of an alter ego for Depp than a character. Now, we're not saying you should start dressing like a pirate. The lesson to be learned here is that your clothes should reflect who you are as a person. That is what fashion is truly about. Just like Depp, Jason Momoa is an icon who couldn't care less about what's fashionable and on trend. He walks to the beat of his own drum and draws particularly heavy influence from biker and rock culture. His gypsy chic look absolutely goes against the rules of the fashion game, but Momoa's comfort in his own skin and freedom of expression just works. Despite his stature, Momoa has a penchant for pink and wears it often and with pride. He's a perfect example of how confidence and individualism can legitimize even the most unlikely of outfits. Robert Redford was a master of making basic outfits pop in a way that others couldn't. His general style was pretty standard: shirts, chinos, suits, and tees in a neutral color palette. But Redford was able to elevate these simple outfits with basic accessories to give off a look of natural, effortless elegance. So, the next time you feel that your outfit is a bit boring, follow in the footsteps of Robert Redford by adding a watch or simple pair of sunglasses. You'll be amazed by the results. Sidney Poitier, a pioneer of the African-American acting scene, embodied luxury and grace in his style like no one else. Using darker, earthy tones, high-quality individual pieces, and unique patterns and accessories, Poitier created his own version of luxury and underpinned his fashion with graceful manners and unwavering confidence. He's yet another example that style isn't all about the clothes you wear. It's also about how you carry yourself as a man. Clint Eastwood is regarded as the forefather of the Western American style. Armed with a serious attitude, he's shown that any piece of clothing, from tweed jackets to cowboy hats, can come across as cool if you wear it with enough confidence. His style has even influenced brands such as Ralph Lauren, showing just how significant he's been for men's fashion. Vincent Cassel embodies the French elevated casual style perfectly. By sticking to a neutral palette and a selection of quality pieces, Cassel has built up a reputation for looking $1 million even in the most simplistic of outfits. He's a perfect example that when you're building a smart casual outfit, less is more. The quality of your clothing will determine how good you look more than anything else. James Dean revolutionized a new rebellious style in the 50s, consisting of blue denim, bomber jackets, white tees, and leather jackets. Dean's true style came from the fact that he wasn't afraid to style basic items in an unconventional way. Just look at the way he wore a V-neck, with an underlayer shirt poking through the neckline. He popularized a simple white tee, sleeves rolled up with denim jeans, turning them into iconic pieces that never went out of style. Like David Beckham, Brad Pitt is an individual whose style has changed drastically over the years. When he was in his 20s, it was long hair and oversized clothing. Although he's not past taking risks, even in his 60s, wearing a skirt to the premiere of Bullet Train in 2022. What this shows is that Brad has a clear level of confidence in his own skin, and the freedom not to take himself too seriously. He's not afraid to be bold and be different to everyone else walking down that red carpet. Ultimately, all of these icons have one thing in common. They weren't afraid to be themselves. They bent the rules and found a style that worked with their personality. Do the same, and people will start looking at you as a fashion icon. Until next time, stay stylish.